24-hour day, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour are all inventions of man, which could be traced back to ancient Egypt, Babylonia, and the Greeks. Has it occurred to you that in the timing of God, evening precedes morning? My name is Dari Drojaye. Welcome to this YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. We are going to be discussing evening plus morning equals day. God called the light day, and darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning one day. Genesis chapter 1 verse 5. Evenings represent daylight transition into darkness. So in God's timing, evening precedes morning. And I'm wondering, let's think about it. If evening precedes morning, so that by morning, one day is completed, I solely believe that most of the creation of God was done in the evening. In life generally, we all experience evenings, but we long for mornings. In fact, we even say, weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. Now, it is certain that as long as there is life, there will be evening and there will be morning one day. So in life, we all go through evenings, which we call the valley of the shadow of death. Your evening will be different from mine, and my evening is different from yours. But guess what? Everybody experiences evenings of life. So your challenge in life is going to be different from mine. The poor faces the evening. The rich faces the evening. Whites face evenings. The blacks face evenings. Everybody faces evenings of life. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. I just read Psalm 23 verse 4. So in this discussion, I'm going to be likening evenings to the valley of the shadow of death, which signifies challenges, which signifies times and situations that are not seasoned with joy or with gladness. But guess what? As long as there is evening, you can be sure that morning is coming. But the point I'm trying to pass across to you today is that if your morning is short, then you need to consider what you are doing in the evening. Because whatever you do in the evening is going to precede or probably decide what your morning is going to look like. So if you are facing challenges, my friend, it is normal. If you are facing difficulties of life, my friend, it is normal. Whatever challenge you are facing in anything, maybe in your marital life, maybe in your personal life, maybe in your professional life, maybe in your business, maybe at work, any challenge you are facing right now, which I have connoted or signify as evening to you, it is a normal thing. Everybody faces evenings of life. It's just that the evenings we face differ, but the concept is the same. And the same thing happened to David in Psalm 23. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Now, let's extract Psalm 23 verse 4. Guess what? If King David was not walking in the valley of the shadow of death, then what will he be doing? Sitting down and crying? Will he just sit down and be wallowing in pain? Will he just sit down and be thinking about the issue he's going through? So my point is, in the valley of the shadow of death, In that evening, in that challenge you are facing, what you are supposed to be doing is you are supposed to be taking action. He was walking in the valley of the shadow of death, which signifies to us that he was taking action in spite of the fact that the morning wasn't coming. He was in the period of his evening. He was in a bad situation. But guess what? He was walking. And I'm telling you that whatever you are facing right now, you have to be taking action. If it is to think and create solution, if it is to pray and fast, whatever you can do, make sure you are taking action in that situation, in that evening of life, in that valley of the shadow of death. Don't sit down crying. Don't sit down wailing. Don't sit down angry. Angry about what? Anger will not solve the problem, except you are angry enough to push yourself to the next level, to push yourself to the morning, to push yourself to the answers that you're looking for. But the only thing you cannot do in the evening of your life, the only thing you cannot do in the valley of the shadow of death, the only thing you cannot do when you are facing challenges is to sit down and cry and wail and compare yourself with somebody else. All you need to do is to keep taking action. Even if you don't understand it, keep taking action. You have to keep moving on. Now, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Now, the walking through the valley of the shadow of death is the proof that King David was not fearing any evil. So, what does that mean to you? What does that mean to me? It means that in that situation, in that bad situation, in that unpleasant situation, you need to keep moving, and your movement, your actions you are taking is the proof that you are not afraid or you are not fearing any evil. King David said, I fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff. Now, you see, when you take action, is the proof that you have faith in God, in the invisible, because you can't see your morning, but you are proving that there is a God that is with you in that evening, because he's not bound by time, he's not bound by evening, he's not bound by morning. The joy that we appear in the morning is directly proportional to the actions you have taken in the night time of life. So King David said, I fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Wow. So I'm going to ask you, if King David was not walking in the valley of the shadow of death, if all he was doing was sitting down, what will the staff and the rod be doing? The staff is to guide and direct, provide support, and gently redirect your actions. The rod is to protect you and discipline you concerning the steps and actions you are taking. The true question is, if you are not taking any action in that challenge, if you are not taking any action in that problem you are facing, what will the staff be doing? What will the rod be doing? That means God cannot even guide you. He can't protect you. He can't order your steps because you are taking no action. All you are doing is sitting down and wailing. The actions you are taking in that challenge is the proof that you fear no evil, and that gives access to God to guide and protect you in the actions you are taking in that period of time. So if you are not taking any action, there is nothing God can do. But it is very certain that the day is coming. But what the day will look like depends on what you do in the evening. So let me take Psalm 23 verse 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup overflows. The table that is going to be set before you in the morning, because morning is surely coming, is dependent on what you are doing in the evening when you are facing the challenge, when you are facing the situation, when you are facing the problem, when you are facing the valley of the shadow of death, whatever you do in the valley of the shadow of death determines the table that will be set before you in the morning, in the daytime of life. So I am challenging you today. Don't sit down wailing. Don't sit down crying. Don't sit down complaining about the challenge you are facing. Don't blame anybody. Stop blaming people for what you are facing. So if all you are doing is complaining in the evening, guess what? The table that will be set before you in the morning will be equivalent to the wailing and the complaint you have done in the evening. I believe this message has blessed you. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. Until I see you again, keep focusing on the bright side of life.